See, we want to have an intro music. We're live right here on. Well, yeah, we are live. We're straight to YouTube.
Straight to YouTube, bringing it to you live.
So there is a distinct difference between season 1 and season 2.
Totally different.
I thought we were going to come in and just record, audio like usual.
No.
Not happening.
Not happening.
What's going on there?
We didn't even adjust the
Oh.
to kind of
Okay.
better suit our needs.
That's cool. And we're working on the camera for season 2. I mean, it was decent. I didn't mind it like that. Yeah, a lot of news to get to. We were talking about what a week. I mean, I know someone's gonna be watching this, in 5 years from now, and not know what week this was. This was the first week of May. This week, the NFL draft was here, the Kentucky Derby, and the fight of the decade or the century.
What a letdown that was.
I was saying, and I guess you could say it's the fight of the century of the 21st century, because I could tell you 5 Muhammad Ali fights that were way better than that or pumped up more than what that was.
The Evander Holyfield-Tyson fight was way better than that.
Right. So they say fight of the century. Okay, it is the 21st century. No one cares about boxing anymore. It's all UFC and fighting.
Yeah.
The boxing has killed itself because of greed, because everything has to be on pay-per-view.
It doesn't have that true. That very true.
If you can't see it, you're not gonna watch it. The NFL.
There's always been HBO boxing and Showtime boxing. They've always had that as a thing.
That's not really pay-per-view.
But you're right. The pay-per-view thing takes it into a different arena. But the thing with boxing, the reason that boxing has struggled is it doesn't have any hierarchy where best boxers end up fighting each other.
Oh, right. They just take on the challenges when they want to.
There's
or when
so
they feel
many
it.
different I don't even know how you call
the
them.
welterweights and
not even
the weight classes.
The weight classes is one thing for sure, but there's so many boxing organizations.
Oh.
The WBA, World Boxing Association, the ABA, there's 6 or 7 of these acronym associations, and they don't have any good organization across them to say, all right, we have a WBA champion, we're going to have him fight the ABA champion, like all this.
I didn't know how people got ranked. So, let's say that the ranked contenders, I don't know if that crossed fields.
Yeah, they definitely have ranks in them, and then there are people outside of those organizations that try to then do a hierarchy, but it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So much happened. Welcome to the first episode of the second season.
Yep. Whoa, we're reaching for that beer.
Got it.
It's Cinco de Mayo today. It's May 5th, just for the future reference.
That is the reason I'm drinking a Modelo.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going there.
I have Arizona iced tea, so Mexicans are near there. Thank you. I was gonna like they're there. Is that gonna be offensive?
You're right. They're there and they're near there.
It's so crazy how, just political correctness.
It's frightening in this day and age.
Man, I was like gonna sort of make a Mexican joke. I wonder if people are gonna cringe at that. I don't know.
Oh, they most likely would.
Yeah. NFL draft. I didn't know if we could play video or not, and that's a weird thing because of copyright infringement. Can I play a news story and how much we got to pay for it? And you can only play 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
So we're not going to play any clips. So we can just keep these things on
short,
YouTube
tight,
forever.
Sweet. But we can give you our impressions, and hopefully you'll leave comments and say, "Yeah, that's what I think." I agree with you guys. Or you guys are fucking idiots.
So, the Baltimore riots were going on, and then the NFL, the draft went on. So there's a man named Lael Collins. He's from LSU, and he was going to be a first-round draft pick. His girlfriend got murdered in the beginning of May. I think she got murdered because it said May 1st. I forget. We're only early into May. So within the month, his ex-girlfriend got murdered. She was pregnant. DNA test soon to find out if it's his kid or not. Does it really matter or not?
I think it does.
Okay.
I think it does.
They've already so as of yesterday they cleared him and he's not a suspect.
Good.
It's 2 days now after the draft and going into the draft, a lot of rumors swirl and all this and this one was this was more than a rumor, this was huge. But the police didn't rule him out last week, so inconvenient to him.
Yeah.
Now he's not a first-round draft pick. He said if he didn't get drafted in the first or second round, he's just going to re-enter next year's draft.
That's a great idea.
But he found out he's not allowed to do that. You're only allowed to do that if you get drafted and don't sign the contract. Then you can go back into next year.
Did he sign a contract?
No, he didn't get drafted.
He didn't get a contract.
So no general manager, not even the 7th round, said, listen, let's just take a flyer on this guy. No one drafted him because of the murder thing. They didn't want a murderer,
Look what Aaron Hernandez has done to the Patriots.
Right.
I mean, it's a justified decision
It is.
from an athletic team to not potentially hire a murderer.
And everyone said, well, wait till after and we'll see what happens. And, now a couple days later, you know what, he's not a suspect. So a certain team called the Buffalo Bills, Rex Ryan went down to Louisiana and had dinner with him.
Okay.
So if he's going to be an
What
undrafted
position
free
does he
agent,
play?
I believe he's defensive end.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Big dude?
big dude.
Yeah.
He's on the line. I forget offensive line or defensive line.
Did you
I
watch
think
the
it's
Kentucky
defensive line.
Derby?
I did not because I had music rehearsal.
I saw the Age of Ultron instead of watching the Kentucky Derby.
I don't even know who won the Kentucky Derby. I know one had a weird, cool name.
Phantom Temple? No, that's not right.
Okay. So someone's were huge on one. They're all hoping this one name. We could look at it again, but I have no list in front of me.
Yeah. Oh,
I think we're
why are they always weird names? Why do horses always have strange?
Well, I think the weird ones, they have no shot at winning. They have weird names. But if you know you're going to be a good one, California Chrome or Secretariat. Secretariat's a beautiful.
Yeah.
one. If you're gonna Seattle Slew with the last Triple Crown winner, by the way, 1978. If you're gonna have this horse doesn't have a shot. Let's just give him a crazy name so people bet on him.
Yeah, I mean he's like. I think one was like. Broken Arrow. I mean that's like losing a nuclear weapon, or like Harry Slut.
Broken
I mean
Arrow.
they have really offensive names sometimes. They're all dudes, right? And then they have a women's Kentucky Derby too.
Is there?
Yeah.
I have never heard that.
Yeah, there is. It's not called the Kentucky Derby. It's
What's it
something
called?
else. I don't remember.
Okay. I didn't know if like different horses were allowed to be in there.
But I don't think that the female horses have a triple crown.
I'm looking at your computer right now, and what image is popping up?
Whoa.
What is going on there?
Not exactly sure.
The intro song was called "Going to the Gyno," but there was no video. It was only the picture. And now I'm looking at something here. Although it's not even a thing anymore by the band Roach. It's just some weird foreign.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe that's on YouTube.
It is wild, wacky stuff. I want to quickly look up Kentucky Derby. I'll look up Kentucky Derby results. That would be equally just as good. Yeah, let's look up Kentucky Derby results. I want some good old names.
Nah.
In order for who won? American Pharaoh won.
Yeah, American Pharaoh. Yeah.
Okay.
Why
Firing Line or Firing One, and it's called Firing. I don't know. Dortmund Frosted Danzig Moon. That was the one. Danzig Moon. Because Mother. Do you want to bang heads with me? Materiality. I don't know. Keen Ice. Oh, Mutaji. I think I saw a lot of people doing like a Muslim-y kind of, mean thing. I think that's probably the horse they were talking about.
Too many strange names. What else happened? We had the shooting that happened 2 days ago in Texas.
Yeah. So basically, now talk about. What is freedom of speech? Did you know why that happened? Did you hear what the event was?
Yeah. Well,
what it was,
that's in terrible taste.
Yeah.
You can't hold an event on caricatures against
They had a cartoon contest to see who could have the best Muhammad cartoon.
It wasn't a contest. It was an exhibit.
Oh, was it an exhibit?
It was an exhibit.
I thought they also had a contest within there too.
Maybe.
That's what
I didn't hear anything about a contest.
Okay,
I knew it was an exhibit.
Okay.
At a convention center.
Exactly right.
The firm that was putting on the exhibit also spent $10,000 for additional security.
And it was in Texas. So I don't know what they're trying to...
It wasn't Texas?
It wasn't Texas.
Oh, it was in Texas.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't know what they're trying to prove by it. They had the woman who started it, who created it on there, and she just she had no good answer. Like, why would you even do that? She's like, hey, it's not our problem. It's like an extremist Muslim.
In her
problem.
defense, it's totally free speech.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're caricatures.
Yes.
They're not romantic or Renaissance depiction of that.
I think it's absurd that people could start riots and kill people based on a cartoon.
Is it in poor taste? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of a convention that has a bunch of images about the
I've never
a caricature of Christ or anything along those lines. Definitely, there's plenty of caricatures about Buddhism and Buddha because he was a fat ass and he sat on his ass all day and he just laughed and was jolly.
The woman knew that it would instigate something in someone, in some way. Maybe
know what's interesting though is what if it was designed to pull these two dudes that the FBI was already following out of the crowd?
So the news story was two guys pull up. They're gonna go kill people in there, and there's just a regular, not even I don't want to say a regular cop. It was just not a rent-a-cop, but he's just a security guard.
I would call him a rent-a-cop.
A rent-a-cop.
I would call him a rent-a-cop.
A rent-a-cop. A security guard, a rent-a-cop.
Yeah.
The guys pull up. The guy had just his regular pistol on him. He had nothing, just his regular firing iron, and bam, he came up and he shot both guys.
Yeah.
So and no one. And everyone's like, yeah, of course, the rent-a-copper with the security guard, he's a hero.
He's a hero.
He is, and he's such a remarkable shot too.
Yeah.
And you think those guys never use their guns?
This dude
guy
probably has never.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what's funny is they're not releasing his name because he will immediately. He is
I did not think about that.
He is immediately a target.
Yeah.
He's immediately a target. He has a bullseye on his head the second they identify him.
It's funny because I've been watching it, but I've not noticed that they've not even said, like, hey, we're keeping his name out because of that. I haven't seen that factor.
Oh, no. That's obviously why they're not saying his name.
There's so much going on that I couldn't even dedicate all that,
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're talking about in Nepal, there was an earthquake.
You know what would be crazy though? Oh yeah, the Nepal. We can go into that, and then after that, I want to go into not the Michael Brown thing, the kid.
The kid in Baltimore.
Yeah.
We can do that first. In Baltimore, there was riots too, and because of that, there was a game, White Sox versus the Orioles, with no people in the stand.
Everyone was banned from the stands.
More important than the baseball game, of course, was a kid. They throw him in handcuffs in the back of a car, and the driver is the one that got the most charges against him.
Yeah,
so
I heard that.
So 6 cops get charges pressed against them, but the one I think
it's because the driver is in charge of making sure that everyone in the vehicle is safe. That's his responsibility.
Well, here's the thing. He definitely used the car as a weapon. He he would floor it and hit the brakes. That's what he was doing.
Really?
Oh yeah. So they put.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, that's what the whole deal is. So they put the guy in there, and they would floor it and hit the brakes and hit the floor and hit the brakes. That's why there was one stop. Then he stopped, and luckily someone had a camera. So then, they stopped on the way to. So once they arrested him, that you see it on the one news thing.
Yeah. There's
another stop somewhere before the police
station. They pick up another
station.
perp, is what I read.
That no one saw that. That what they did is they redid something to the guy, or they took off his handcuffs, or put him on a different way, on a stop. But someone once again had a cell phone camera, and that's why. So they could prove that they stopped. Okay, something happened along the way, but wait, you guys stopped, so something's going on here.
What's the cell phone camera?
So just a person, a passerby, had a cell phone camera showing them. Oh, if you guys went straight to the police department, why are you stopped on the street?
Wait, why did someone just take a picture of a police van stopped on the street?
Yeah, they took video of it. I don't. They took it when they took a guy out and did something to him, and then put him back in the van.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah,
that someone would just.
That is weird, and that's why they're like, wait, something more is going on.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So 6 people are charged. I mean,
it's ridiculous. And do you think Baltimore is justified in the riots that they did?
It's crazy, and and people have been making comparisons. But I watched The Wire this year, which is in Baltimore, and it is. I mean, when they show that stuff there, how would you want to live in there, or how do you police it?
Yeah.
How do you keep things safe?
You can't police it. I mean, I think you have to take the mentality of what I think that maybe the Chicago cops do is just let that neighborhood be its neighborhood, let it police itself.
I mean, right. So you're looking at when they arrest somebody. Can they beat up on people, or can they do that? And and what they did to the guy is, and they severed his spine. I mean, if you're gonna kick the guy, I guess that's one thing, or if you're just gonna arrest the guy or put his cuffs on too tight.
So I thought that he hurt his spine by his back. It was by his neck.
I think that was from the car and in the van. And he kept either they did something to him, or the van he's a projectile in the car.
Yeah,
that's what the van. That's what did that.
That's terrible. And the Baltimore police have a history of being abusive to their captors.
And it's true. And then you start to hear, a good article I read, and you see the mom who went. Do you see the mom? There was a mom who went in the crowd, and she started hitting her kid, get home, get home.
I did see that.
And she was on a lot of shows. And she was a hero. And I read a good article on a different perspective. A black woman wrote it. And she goes, I watched it, and I saw something totally different. And I agree with her. She goes, I see a woman who ran in to grab her son to get her out of there because she knows the cops will shoot him.
Oh, for sure.
So she didn't say, hey, I don't want you to riot. She's like, I want you out of here because you're going to get shot by those cops.
This is a fucking dangerous place. Yeah. Oh, well, they kind of go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand, but it was less on the rioting, more that those guys might kill you.
You know what's funny is that no one died in the rioting.
Okay.
Yeah, they burned a bunch, like 150 cars.
And it is true. You're only hurting your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
So who's going to pay to repay? Who's going to repair all that?
Yeah, that was the worst part, is that they destroyed their own neighborhood. What's awesome is that Bloods, Crips, and Gangster Disciples.
Okay.
There's a third gang. I don't know if Gangster Disciples is right, but they all came together, and they're like, "This is our community. We need to start treating everybody right.
Yeah.
We can riot, but we can riot peacefully."
Yep.
And I read some articles about gangs coming together, and gangs suck, but if you can get gangs to come together over the killing of some kid and actually cause change, I think that might be a good thing.
Yeah. And one of the worst things, though, is they built a whole senior citizen development place. I mean, and it wasn't built, so there's no one in there. But now it's like there's millions of dollars gone, and those were senior citizens were going to live there.
Oh, they destroyed this place?
Yeah, totally burnt. So when you saw one of the biggest fire images, if you saw like a huge fire, that was from that place.
I don't think I saw that.
If they showed any fire, or like firefighters putting out huge, it's just this one huge area. That was a huge senior citizen area.
Let's go into Nepal.
I will. So in Nepal, there's a big earthquake. Mount Everest. So all the mountain, the climbing season's done again this year. It was shortened earlier last year too because all the Sherpas died. 14 Sherpas died in an avalanche last year.
Yep.
This year, there's a big earthquake once again, but now it affected the entire city.
The biggest earthquake in almost 80 years.
Wow.
In the area. Maybe more than that. Maybe like 90.
Yeah, and obviously everything's not structurally built to code. So everything, a lot of the things there got ruined, and major, sculptures and touristy thingies, whatever you call it, places where people would go to, historical artifacts, they all got wiped away in this, in the earthquake. So much less, then it's funny how they split that time with the Mount Everest, and the climbing season's over too, when really, who cares that these rich people can't climb a mountain now this year? But, yeah, the whole town gets wiped out too. So that happened also.
So many bad things came from it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things that go. An earthquake. That region had one coming for a long time. People were just waiting for that next big earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
There was one of an 8 scale.
Okay.
In 1910, 1912, that area. And so people knew that it was coming again, and they're actually thinking that the next one's going to probably be in like 4 or 5 years, much quicker.
Los Angeles had earthquakes last week, but it didn't really make I don't think it really made.
Well, there was so much other news going on.
Exactly right.
That an earthquake in California.
And can you imagine that 8.0 hits LA? I'm still waiting. That's gonna be in our lifetime.
Yeah,
we're gonna see the big one hit LA.
And 8.0 won't hit LA, and 8.0 will hit San Francisco.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. It's just a matter of time.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that's the next big thing to watch.
We can't expect that it's not going to destroy everything because it's the earth shaking.
Yeah,
it's the earth shaking.
Yeah.
We can't control it. We're humans. The Nepal thing, though. So many communities built their towns on the side of these mountains and literally lived, in some cases, houses that were stilted to the mountain. Any shaking happened, those things are gone.
Yeah.
Not even the avalanches. The sad thing is the base camp for the Everest climbers of something like 200 people. I think it's maybe like 100 Sherpas, maybe more.
And more. So you could say, those rich people climbing, but that is the Sherpas there. They all depend on that money for their town, and everybody coming and buying supplies.
Absolutely. It's really sad.
Yeah,
it's really sad. There was a Google executive.
Yes,
who was killed.
Yep.
And he was in charge of the program where you put the camera on your back. It was called Google Adventures.
Wow.
And he was climbing Everest, I think, with his team of like 4 other people. They did not die.
Okay.
And they were responsible for having the cameras on the back and doing this one route through Everest. Dude, the Everest routes are gone. Yeah. That avalanche covered so much up.
Last year that happened too. So it's like back-to-back years where they had to shut down early. And a lot of people say, why keep climbing? But they'll rebuild. They'll do it again next year.
Yeah,
it'll be different.
It's a mentality of the human nature to
conquer something,
to peak. Yeah. And so for it to be in the heart to climb the tallest mountain on earth, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
So the riots happened. The NFL. What happened? Oh, the Pacquiao fight. Yeah, I watched it. Cool. The Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao and Mayweather. So I went to a friend's house. I was not going to pay $100. Who would? And
My roommate paid $100 maybe 5 minutes before the thing happened. Yeah, so we watched this thing in HD. It was kind of nice, but I had a stream up.
We got a stream. That's what happened. So we waited till after the fight was done. And then someone posted it.
Yeah.
And then we watched it like that. But we didn't watch it till like 1:40 a.m.
Oh wow!
But it was still it was 1:40 a.m. It was at someone's house, and actually the people that came with all left because it was getting too late. So but we watched the fight, and Pacquiao was good in like up till 4 rounds, and then after that it was just like back and forth crap, and
I thought it was the most expensive sparring match I've ever seen.
that's what it is. That's what it was.
It was sad actually, and for it to come out after the fight that Pacquiao had a shoulder injury, that's too bad. They just postponed the fight and let Pacquiao come at it hardcore.
Yeah.
Because Pacquiao did this. Pacquiao was fighting for his legend.
Yeah.
If Pacquiao had beat Mayweather, he would be the ultimate fight. Oh my God!
Of course he would.
Yeah.
But now he didn't. Is that equal? Does it hurt him any?
Yes.
He didn't get knocked down.
It hurts him because he went into the fight with an injury that held him back from potentially doing something that would have created history.
Yeah. But
So he lives with that.
It's almost
now.
extra credit. If he lost, he's like, he had 5 losses on him before, so he's lost before.
Yeah. Oh well, of course he's lost before.
So he
fights in like 7 weight classes. Though.
Yeah, and he had to gain weight to fight.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't think he lost his credibility or anything. Mayweather said he's only going to have one more fight after.
No, I read an article today that Mayweather was talking about a rematch with Pacquiao.
Oh, so I would think this. Mayweather was only going to fight one more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're only going to fight one more, why not have a rematch and make a crap load of money again?
Yeah.
Although, will people pay $100 again? Probably
it
not.
should never have been $100.
And it probably will be. That's why no one watches boxing anymore.
Yeah.
It's pay-per-view, much less now they're going to keep jacking up boxing. And these weren't even heavyweights.
Yeah.
These weren't the big dudes.
Yeah.
$100 to watch guys who weighed less than me.
Were they
saying a lot.
What were they in? Welterweight?
I don't know
Featherweight?
what the official class is. No,
Yeah.
they're not featherweight. Featherweight's the lowest. But you're not watching. There's welterweight, middleweight.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. And then there's ones that are like I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
I thought it was disappointing from Mayweather too. He just seemed like in the beginning he kind of stood and he started taking things. Towards the end he started dancing around too. I know that's his style. I know that's his style to like frustrate people and like counterpunch and stuff. But man, I'm not. You're getting paid $140 million to dance around the ring.
Isn't that crazy? And you know how to do that. You just know how to dance around stuff. And you got to make people pay and watch that.
I never saw any great combo. I saw 2 or 3 good hits from Mayweather, but I never saw like a pop, 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 and him like walking around like really cocky. Never saw that.
A couple people, I mean, Matt Pacquiao got in a couple hits. Like I was always about like the 4th round.
Yeah.
He's got people like, whoa, and that was about it.
I think Pacquiao won the 2nd round, and he won a round that the judges said that he didn't. In my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, but towards the end,
I was like, it wasn't close.
Yeah.
Mayweather won it by decision. I could clearly see it. Yeah. The announcers were drooling all over Mayweather. I listened to a British version. So I had British announcers on the whole time. So that was my deal. Buffalo Bills had 6 picks in the draft. Also we got to wrap it up. We're doing okay. Season 2, episode 1.
doing a new thing.
First time on this video screen right here. I can see our video here, but here's the camera. So we're at Drew's. We're in Chicago,
We
Illinois.
just broke the 4th wall real hard.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, no,
I think
I don't
podcasts
think it
know
matters.
what that is.
Yeah.
I think we did right in the beginning. But we're in Chicago, Illinois. I think it's always good to say, hey, we're in Chicago. Where are we? We're on Irving Park, but we won't say where. So good times here. Are we wrapping this up right now? Okay, so right now this is I'm Dan. That's Drew.
I'm Drew.
Just
this is Dan.
So if you listen to the first season, here we are. I'm Dan. This is Drew. This is Ben, the D&D show on the podcast.
The podcast.